I am Ama Pratt.
Yeah.
This is the couch. This is Pan African TV. So I'll tell you the story behind this song and how I found it and how I fell in love with the song. So one Sunday morning, I think I told you the story. I was flipping channels. I do that a lot, and I just found myself in one of these stations, not the bad ones, one of the good ones, and this song is playing, right? And I'm confused for a little bit because I'm like, I love music. Like, why have I never heard this song before? So I'm confused. Like, listen, because normally when you hear a song for the first time, it doesn't move you. You have to hear it a couple of... But this was the first time I was hearing this song. Right. I was still in love with the song. I didn't understand why I'd never heard of this song. So I waited for the thing to finish playing, and I just flipped to YouTube. Yeah. And I stayed there the whole day.
My God.
The whole day. I was just... To the point my husband was like, it's okay. Okay, like it's okay. We get it. You love the song. Can we play something else? Can we watch something else? Yeah. It's a beautiful song.
Thank you so much.
And I put it up on my status. So I'm mutual mode. Yeah. Made the magic happen. I'm very excited that you are here.
Thank you so much.
I have 1,001 questions. Are you ready?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy the song as much as I do. I want to get to know the man behind the song. And if you're like me, I'm sure you're also wondering, okay, I hope that I'm the only person in Jerusalem who perhaps is late to this party. I hope so. But if you're like me and you're late, grab a seat. Grab a seat. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome. Akesse Brempong.
Ama.
This song. Why would you create lights and sort of, keep it somewhere? Why? I mean, give it to everybody. Like, randomly show up at people's weddings and sing it for them.
It's one of the go-to songs for wedding people nowadays. Yeah. And I
saw it on your Instagram.
Yeah. It got escalated when my brother was getting married. Joe got married and his wife was dancing to it. So from that time, from June last year, I think it became like the go-to song for every married couple. I've seen it on a lot of people's status, brides grooving to it and all that. Yeah.
It's the song that you need. Like I can think of 1,000 points at which you need
the song.
You need the song, to pick you up, to remind you, to inspire you, to get you going, to celebrate.
That's right.
Why did you make this music? What's the story behind this song?
I was driving from Winneba one of those days. I was doing my MPhil in Winneba, so I'll be in Winneba for a week, for like the weekday, and come to Accra for ministry engagements and for church on the weekends. So one of those weekends, one Friday evening, as I was driving from Winneba to Accra, I was just thinking about the many things, the many blessings of God in my life. It's easy to just look at the downside of things. That's the normal, go-to thing for a human being. You just want to look at what hasn't gone well, because you always are looking at what to do next, what to do to perfect your art. But on that occasion, as I was driving, I started counting my blessing, and I got to understand that God has been so good. So I started jiving in my car to no music. And my guys will tell you that I do that a lot. When thoughts are running through my mind, I want to put it to music. So I'll just create some rhythms in my head and start jiving to it. So as I was jiving, the lyrics to the song started bubbling in my spirit, and I wrote it. So I wrote it on my way from Winneba, driving from Winneba.
You were driving when you just...
The whole song.
Casually came up with this.
Yeah.
Like you were driving, like, okay,
I was just cruising around.
Oh my goodness.
And I had to come up with
you
something.
are very talented.
Thank you so much.
Right? Absolutely. And you've been here. Because I know you.
Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You've been here. All the worship songs, You don't do music full time, do you?
No, not yet. There are other stuff that I do.
Let's talk about the other stuff.
The other stuff.
Yes. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm an academic.
Right.
I started off as a PR practitioner in Pentecost University, and decided to go into academia itself properly. So I went to get an MPhil and moved to lecturing full time. So right now I lecture full time.
You're a lecturer. Let us think in viewers. Like you're a lecturer full time. That's what you do. So this cool guy is a lecturer.
He's a lecturer.
Okay. How is the relationship between you and your students like?
Fun moment.
Right.
I remember walking into my lecture room the first time, and some of the students had seen me on campus and they thought I was a student.
Of course.
So I walk into the lecture room the first time and they are shocked, and I see them bring out their phones and everybody's catching me off, and I say to them, if you post me on social media you have an F straight away. So it's been fun moments with my students trying to understand. I lecture in advertising design,
advertising.
Yes, intro to advertising and subjects around advertising. My specialty is advertising.
Right.
You know, I have a background in communication design from Tech, and an MPhil in communication from UEW. So things around advertising, design proper, you know. And I have I'll say I'm an advocate for gender. I love gender. I love gender so much so that my thesis, my dissertation in my MPhil program was around gender and advertising.
Wait, did my producer tell you what to say?
No.
Why are you saying all the right things? Like, why are you?
I just
saying all the right
things.
Right.
I just happen to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you love gender.
I love gender. It's
why?
I fell in love with gender when I went to graduate school. My professor, the dean of at the time he was the dean of the School of Languages and Communication in Winneba, Professor Fori Brikwan, inspired me on that path. He's a big gender advocate. He's the
I've met him.
pro-VC
I met him.
now. Yeah.
2 years ago, International Women's Day, they did an event, and I was one of the speakers. Yes.
Oh,
so
great!
I've met him. He's a gender advocate.
Yeah, he's a big gender advocate.
Right.
He's a big gender advocate, and sitting and listening to him in my lecture rooms and then my engagements with him, he took keen interest in me so much. He gave me the opportunity to start speaking in UEW. So I had the opportunity to do a webinar for the university and all of that whilst I was in graduate school. So Professor Brikran, you know, started me off on that gender path, and I think that it's a great path. If you come to understand the intricacies of gender, you'll love it.
I agree with you. 100. You see, one more reason for me to keep playing your songs forever and ever. Forever and ever. Let's come. Okay, so how is it like not doing music full time? So what does it mean? You do music over the weekend, or you do it when you're on break? So how? And obviously you can't. There are some gigs that you can't take.
Yeah.
So how is that like? Part-time musician? Can I call you that?
Yeah. Part-time musician.
Full-time lecturer. Part-time musician. How is that like?
Yeah, so I believe it's a matter of scheduling,
right,
and knowing when to do what. My team will tell you that, I mean, round the clock I work, right from lecture rooms into studios, into gigs, into, you know, production meetings and all of that. So sometimes right after, you know, my engagements in the university, I walk into the studio to start producing, creating music, rehearsals. When we have events come in, our rehearsal schedules are tight. So right after all of those university things, I walk into rehearsal, and I'm privileged to work with a great team.
Right.
A great team. I mean, Fifi, my guitarist, is here. He's one of the most exposed Ghanaian guitarists. He's played with the likes of Micah Stampley, you know, and stood on the biggest, you know, how do you call it, gospel gathering in the world.
Right.
You know, so and guys like that. My management team working around the clock, and my ministry team called the Tribe of Judah. Right. Musicians, singers, and management members. So we work around the clock. A lot of them. AJ here is a student.
Hey.
You know, from lectures to rehearsals, from lectures to gigs and all of that. I believe that to whom much is given, much is required.
Right.
So if God gave you those two gifts, then He expects you to use them both ways to the maximum levels that you can get.
Don't underutilize any of your talents.
Any of them.
Okay, so now you took me to my next obvious question. Why gospel music? You are so cool. Like you are just so cool.
That's the more reason why to do gospel music.
Really?
Jesus
gospel
was the
musicians
coolest
normally
man.
don't come like this.
Oh, it's because we probably have misunderstood the whole thing. Jesus was the coolest guy on earth, I believe. Let the little ones come to me. I mean, how cool can that be?
Right.
You know, Jesus was really cool. Oh. He was a chill guy. The guy that can, you know, that people can throw parties for him and then he will come and then perform around. He was a cool guy. It's just that we are
not sure about the swag though, are we? We don't know.
You think Jesus didn't have swag?
I don't know.
How is it that he died and soldiers fought over his shirt?
That's a good point. No, that's a good point.
Yes, if they had to gamble over his shirt, it probably was a very expensive one. Or stylish. It was I don't think Jesus was one of those shabby guys walking around. We've made Christianity and kingdom look like, you know,
it's for the boring.
Exactly. When Bible says that at his right hand are pleasures evermore, talking about pleasures, so in the presence of the Lord there is fullness of joy, and at his right hand pleasures evermore. It uses the word pleasures. There is pleasure in the presence of God. We kind of made Christianity a boring walk. It is never a boring. How on earth can you be walking with the Holy Ghost and be a bored man? I don't get it.
Okay, so you are a spiritual Christian.
You can say that.
No. I need you to tell me.
Yes, I am.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're Christian and proud.
Yes, I am.
And I ask this question because, forgive me if I'm a little too blunt.
That's okay.
Especially in the gospel music or on the gospel music scene, there are some that I find to be just as commercial as the secular artists, you know. And so sometimes, for my sake, I like to make a clear distinction. So I know who to listen to at any particular time. Like if I want to, if it's a spiritual connection I need, then I know
where to go.
Just what I'm saying. And if I just need a beat to just, you know,
jive to,
then I know it's important to me to make. And there are a few that I have identified for myself as, you know, Charlie, these ones there. You know what I'm saying? So you are a Christian.
I am.
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Why?
Why am I a Christian?
Right.
I
mean, cool guy, lecturer, you know, you got it going on.
I'll flip it and say, why not? Because I believe that all this, the cool guy you see, the intellectual you see, and all the other accolades you see, is as a result of my connection to Christ. I believe that I find myself when I find Christ. My identity is revealed through him. Without him, I don't believe I'll be sitting on your couch. If you take the Jesus factor away, what will be left of Akesse Brempong is a recalcitrant young boy giving problems here and there, probably, you know, hitting on the girls, probably smoking the weed and doing drugs, you know, doing all sorts of vices. And that was the tangent of my life until I encountered Christ in my secondary school days. So the music, the cool guy you perceive now, is as a result of my relationship with Christ that has produced all these fruits that a lot of people look at me now and want to be like me, and I'm like, hey, if you knew the kinds of things that you know I've been through and the kind of things that Christ pulled me out of, you probably may not be wishing to be in my shoes.
That's a beautiful thing to say.
Yeah, but he beautifies, the yielded spirits.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a very beautiful thing to say.
Thank you.
I'm convinced. Yes. It's a beautiful thing to say. Okay, so now let's come to the music. Gospel music. And you did this with Joe Metal.
Yeah. Good
How
friend
is
and
he
brother
like?
of mine. I've known him for well over a decade. I met him when I came to Accra as a national service person in Pentecost University.
Right.
At the time, he was also in a student. And we connected from there because of, obviously, the music.
Right.
So it was the guy that took me to Danny Nite, back in the day. And we became very, very good friends. To the extent that...
But you didn't meet in church?
Not in church, not in the church circles at all. We met on campus. At the time, I was also in the music directorate of a group called M-Praise. And so we would meet at gigs, shows and engagements and all that. But we connected strongly when he came to campus, and I was, a national service person. And from there, we connected strongly to the extent that he would sleep over in my place when he was writing the exams because I lived closer to the campus and all of that. So we've had, very intimate, moments as friends and as brothers. He's one of the go-to people for me when I need counsel. Sometimes he comes to me with, stuff like that. So we are really, really, really good friends.
Right. And you guys help each other with each other's songs?
Yeah.
So would he be on all your songs? Would you be on all his songs?
Well, he featured me first. He featured me on his the album that won him Artist of the Year.
Right.
Back then, yeah.
Bononi.
Is
that the one that had?
Yeah, that has Bononi. There was a song called Higher.
Right.
And he called me up and said, no, there's a song he's working on, and he thinks that vibe is something I can hop on. And I listened to it and I'm like, you had it correct. I love it. So we went to record together at AICC. We had one of his recordings there with Intokozo and Co. And after that, a lot of people were calling for a collaboration between my song that he features on.
Right.
But I had to take like a year or two for that to happen. I got the right vibe and he hopped on it.
Right.
So we do a lot of that.
Forgive me, I'm going to ask a similarly silly question, but I'm curious.
Yeah.
So, on the gospel scene as well, there are a lot of you. There's Joe Metal, there's the
MOG, there's Kwesi Otin.
Even with Joe Metal, there's another one. The one who
Luigi?
was on, yes.
Yeah.
And all of you are cool and, different, so to speak. And on the other side, secular side, so there are, a new wave, cool guys, swag on guys also doing their thing. Is there competition?
I don't think so.
You sure?
I don't think so at all. The thing about gospel music is that it's more purposeful, if you ask me.
Right.
And it's connected. I believe that it's connected to destinies, it's connected to, callings, and all of that. So if you enter that space with those kind of ideas, I dare say you will not last.
Right.
Because people are looking for true things. I mean, people are looking for authenticity and originality. So it takes more than the swag, it takes more than the understanding of the music to be in the gospel terrains. I don't think there's competition at all because there are different streams.
Right.
Whereas gospel musicians are looking for impact and connection with God. I cannot say the same for secular music, even though we are using the same tool and we'll be speaking the same language, music. So there may be a cut across thing that you see, maybe the understanding of the music, it's cut across. I understand the reggae genre, Stonebwoy understands it, Shatawale understands it, but I'm using it differently from the way they use it. Yeah.
So how do you feel about collaborations between gospel musicians and secular?
I think it's a thing of conviction,
Right.
and a thing of purpose. Again, why am I, featuring him? Do I want to ride on his fame, or I sincerely think that it's a message he can send across that I can't send across. So, more, or is it a business decision to tap into their market? And all of those things must be looked at. I mean, your motives must be examined, when you do such things. And God rewards motives, So if you collaborate with him because you want to tag along and, tap into his market, or you want to enter the secular scene, God that judges motives will judge that motive. So I believe that collaborations, apart from the fact that it can be a business decision, must be based on motives, why you want to do that, and not just go around collaborating with everybody.
Right. Right. I don't have any followers from there. you just killed all my followers with that one answer. Everything is dead. Okay. So let's talk about family. I haven't met your wife. I love her already.
Yeah, because she loves Pan-African tea.
Yes, she sounds like a cool lady too.
Yeah, she's a political scientist and a banker. And she loves Pan-African TV for many reasons.
Right.
I believe she's watching.
We love you more.
Victor is watching. She's always on. And I need to say this. I don't go on many shows that my wife will share the flyer on social media, but this one she did.
Listen, me and him, we are connecting on a certain level that even you.
So I'm like, just because I'm going to Pan-African TV, you are sharing it.
We are connecting on that. You should have come with her.
She lives in Kumasi. I live in Accra.
Dear.
Yeah.
Hey, how is that?
We're trying to manage. We're trying to get GCB to transfer my wife to Accra. Ghana commercial bank people, please transfer my wife to Accra, please.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're trying to get that, or make that happen. But we've been married for how long?
Hey, don't get into trouble.
November will be 10 years.
My goodness.
Yeah, I'm married very early.
You married for 10 years?
Yeah, I've been married for 10 years. I think.
You're tempting me to ask you how old you are.
Don't do that.
Okay, I won't.
On TV.
Okay, I won't. We'll save that for when the cameras are.
I'm not old
that
at all.
old. 10 years is a long time.
Because I decided to get married early so that I can move on to pursue my destiny and my assignment together with the woman God gave me.
Right.
So we decided to marry early, very early, very early. I remember going to my father to tell him I want to get married, and we thought like, we okay. We okay there. Right. But God has been good.
How is it working out though?
It's working out fine.
Right.
The collaborative effort, in making sure things are done. I don't think that I would have been here and achieved all the things that I've achieved if Dicta wasn't in my life that early. She's been a very supportive wife, and I call her my certified prophetess.
Hey.
When Dicta says, watch out for this, watch out for this, you can bet that it's the voice of God. So I don't joke with her admonitions.
Right.
Say, I think you should do this. I would really consider it, because I believe that she's the voice of God in my life.
Do you think that for somebody who is so spiritual and who does gospel music, there's a type of partner you should have?
I believe so. I believe that marriage is not just a love thing. The love connection is to lure us into something greater.
Right.
I believe. For this reason, a man, for this purpose, the Bible uses, a man shall leave his mother and father and be joined to a woman. The Bible is careful to use the word purpose. So I believe that marriage, more than a love thing, is a purpose connection. Where am I headed? Who is the person that can help me get there? who is the designated person that can help me get to, you know, this place. What is she up to? What's her purpose for life? Can I be a part of that? Can I bring the best out of her? So for me, marriage, more than a love thing, it's a purpose thing. It's directly connected to your destiny. So if you have it wrong, chances are that you will have it wrong from then on.
Wow.
Yeah. It's more especially for people who are in ministry. It's not everybody that is cut out for ministry. So if you believe you are cut out for ministry, you should look out for somebody who is also towing the same direction. Not necessarily a pastor, no, or somebody, you know, but somebody who has an inclination towards where you are going, has an understanding of where you are going, and is able to partner you to get there faster or get there whole. Sometimes you can get there, but you get there broken.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about the you know Ghana music industry, and where it's going with gospel music.
Music now.
I mean, you know, Joe Metal became artist of the year, and broke
the ceiling.
It shattered that ceiling actually. Right? And now we see more of you. For instance, for the 3 Music Awards that was organized by Sadiq and his team, there was a, you know, we could feel the presence of gospel music on the, you know, as part of the. Normally, it doesn't happen like that, you know. But he gave extensive time to gospel artists to perform, and you know, because I feel as though, correct me, sometimes you guys get relegated to the background.
Yes, that has been the case over the years. I have said on many platforms that the music scenes have relegated gospel to the background for a long time, especially contemporary gospel. For a long time, contemporary gospel was shoved to the background. It was the music of students, so it was only festering on campuses and all of that. People like Koda, Neokai, Dems broke that ceiling, where gospel music, contemporary gospel music, came out of campuses and ended up on mainstream radio, mainstream TV, and there was the need to send it further into mainstream, you know, markets. People like Joe Metal broke that ceiling for us, and I would also mention the grandfather, the godfather of contemporary gospel music, the late Danny Nate, who fought, you know, lots of battles, making sure contemporary gospel had a platform in Ghana. And after that ceiling broke in 2017, I believe, there was a springing forth of contemporary gospel all around. The media landscape now started paying some attention to gospel music, and gospel musicians now ventured into places where hitherto gospel music wasn't going. So we saw a lot of diversification: reggae gospel, Afrobeat gospel, whatever, urban gospel, rap, and all of that. And I believe that is the way forward for gospel music. We have seen the kinds of inroads that gospel music is making because we learn to diversify. For instance, this year's VGMA, you see gospel musicians from diverse streams. You see the likes of Dinah Hamilton, you see the likes of Joe Metal, you see the likes of MOG, myself. Surprisingly, you see Kobe Sam, who is an urban gospel artist, a rap guy, dope rapper on that. And you see Kofi Kakari, who is also, like, the song he was nominated that got him the nomination is an Afrobeat song. So I believe that the diversification, where gospel ventures into genres where we didn't used to hear gospel in, is helping the spread of gospel music now. So now, if you are an Afrobeat person, you love Afrobeat, you can find a gospel alternative to that. If you love reggae, you can find a gospel alternative to the reggae. If you love R&B, you can find a gospel alternative to the reggae. And if you are a churchy person, you still have your gospel.
That as well. There's the worship and you know, the praise and wow, amazing stuff.
Yeah. So I believe that is helping gospel music a lot. And I would encourage.
Speaking of which, what are your nominations?
Oh yeah, I have 2 nominations this year.
Right.
I have Gospel Song of the Year nomination. So the song you love,
my song.
Blessed, got nominated.
You mean my song?
Yeah, I mean your song. I got nominated for Gospel Song of the Year.
Right.
And I got nominated for Gospel Artist of the Year as well.
Right.
I think I've been on that list for 3 years. Yeah, 3 consecutive years. Yeah,
For
it's a blessing.
years?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Bless God.
That's amazing.
Yes, we're trying.
So how do we vote?
I think voting is not open yet, is it?
Okay.
Voting is not open yet. But I'm sure when they give the guidelines for voting, we'll start campaigning for it on our socials.
You see, let me say something, right? I'm sorry, but I don't really mind about your own, But you see my song.
Yes. The blessed song.
Please.
Yeah.
We have to let the song win. You
It
see,
will win.
It's very important to me.
It will win.
It's very, very important.
We will let it win.
Please.
We will let it win.
Please. Let's celebrate with Sobulu once it wins.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, Sobulu. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm wondering about the time now. Sorry, I didn't bring my phone with me. What was the time? What's the time? Right, so it's time for music.
It's time for music.
It's time for music.
Let's get into music, Fifi.
So we'll take a quick commercial break.
Right.
When we come back, it's music time.
That's right. That's right.
Has a drink filled with malt. Every day he has a drink filled with malt and milk. Every day he has a drink filled with malt, milk, and cocoa. Every day he needs the nutritious goodness of Milo. Milo, the energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved. Every day he looks after his brother and chases a bus. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, and learns new things. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, learns new things, and gets back home. Every day he looks after his brother, chases a bus, learns new things, gets back home, and helps his mom. Phew. That's why every day he needs his cup of Milo filled with the nutritious goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa. Milo, the energy to go further.
From Nestle.
This advert is FDA approved.
Whatever the occasion, with ATL, you can never be out of style. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
Every morning
I see. Oh, happy day, you have taken my sins away. Lord, you set your love on me, set your love on me, and you shine your light on me, shine your light on me. Lord, you set your love on me, set your love on me, and I can say that I am blessed. I do not be around me, what she around me, what she around me. Wash me so walk around me, walk around me, walk around me. I do not be around you, what she around me. Walk on me, walk around me, walk around me. Oh, Lord, Jesus bless me, He bless me, He bless me. Oh, Lord, bless me, He bless me, He bless me. Jesus bless me, bless me, bless me. Oh, Lord, bless me, bless me, He bless me. Here we go, say, Lord, you have poured your anointing upon my head, and my cup is running over. Surely your goodness and your mercy, they will follow me all of the days of my life. Here we go, say, goodness and mercy follow me, kindness and favor, hey, signs and wonders. Oh, na 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 na. You say it, goodness and mercy, hey, kindness and favor, oh, signs and wonders, yeah. Oh, Lord, Jesus bless me, He bless me, He bless me. Oh, Lord, bless me, He bless me. Hey, oh, Jesus bless me, bless me. Hey, oh, Lord, bless me, He bless me, He bless me. How much time to go? Lord, you have poured your anointing upon my head, and my cup is running over. Surely your goodness and your mercy, they will follow me all of the days, yes, the days of my life. Hey, goodness and mercy, kindness and favor, hey, signs and wonders. Oh, na 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 na. Hey, goodness and mercy, signs and wonders. Yeah, favor follow me. Oh, my Jesus bless me, He bless me. Hey, oh, Lord, bless me, He bless me. Hey, Jesus bless me, He bless me, He bless me. Here we go, say, everybody say, I am blessed. Everybody say, I am blessed. I am blessed. Blessings to follow me, yeah. Everybody say, I am blessed. Everybody say, I am blessed. I am blessed. Blessings they said, I'm blessed in the city, hey. Blessed in the field, hey. Blessed when I come in, hey. Blessed when I go out, hey. Hey. Hey, I am blessed. Everybody say, I am blessed. Everybody say, I am blessed. Hey. Blessings that follow me, yeah.
Listen.
My God.
My song.
Yeah, Ahmed's song.
That's my song.
I think I'll change the title of the song. I will have to rename the song.
We have to rename the
call
song.
it
This is
Ama
my
Pratt
song.
Jesus.
This is my song. I love this song.
Thank you.
Okay, so quick question about the song. Because you see, the dance moves in the songs to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so there's I showed you my favorite part of the video where you and Joe, you know, do that kind of move.
Yes.
Okay, so the two of you, who's the best dancer?
Emma, do you have to ask this one? It was evident in the video.
Wasn't it?
It was so evident in the video. Maybe I nailed it all. Our moves. I closed the whole thing. Me and Joe. Oh, I think social media would tell.
Right.
Yeah. But if you ask me, I'm a better dancer.
You see, you nailed this part. But you see, the part where you see, sometimes It's just that small move he did, and he went he was going down, he wasn't going down. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
You see my best.
No, that's it.
The best.
Finish. Game over. You won.
I killed him with the best.
You killed it. You killed it. So do you practice your moves?
Right now, I hear he's gone for a dance tutor.
Really?
After the blessed thing, he's gone for some dance tutor just to be able to show me some. He's trying. I seen him in a new video with Kobe Mante where he's busting some moves. I'm like, hey, Anyemi, he's going to learn some new dance moves. Me too.
He lies bad.
But me there when it comes to dancing between me and Joe, I'll nail him.
Listen, we are here for this. We are here for this. Just keep giving us the songs, keep giving us the moves. We are here for this. I love it.
You should watch out for my next video. I'll bust some new moves.
What?
Yeah.
I'll give you one or two of my favorite moves. You can add it.
I'll add that one.
I'm not sure if you can finish the video when you try my moves. But it doesn't hurt that you try.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But you do rehearse and stuff like that, or it just comes as you sing?
Yeah, it comes as you get into the groove.
Right.
But I think we have to. One of the things we probably are not taking keen interest in is dancing.
Right.
Because we are church people and all that. But looking at where we are venturing into now, it will be important.
But we dance in church. It's an important aspect of church.
There's a thing about popular culture,
right?
Where every now and then there's this new dance move that you need to learn,
right?
You know, if you need to get, you know what I mean.
You have to stay relevant.
Those ones,
right?
You have to get people like Dance God Lloyd,
right?
and those guys, and follow them for what's going on. Yes, it's also important. I mean, if we must reach out to young people, and those are some of the things that keep young people going. We have to get into the flow.
Right. I'm happy. Please, more music. More.
That's the crazy love, right? Let's go. Leave the matter, make it be all. My papa love me, now he mommy know. You know me today, the thing starts, it don't end now. He love me too well, no be sorry, oh. You say, you are good and your mercy is forever. And you are good and your mercy is forever. And you've won my heart, Jesse, your love is too much. You've won my heart, Jesse, your love is too much. Everything is okay, and nothing to fear again. You give me crazy love, you give me crazy love, yeah. You give me crazy love, you give me crazy love, you give me crazy love, yeah. You give me, nobody do me like the way you do. Hey, Jesus, you're the lover of my soul. Obiara to me, yami sanya, yeah. Yesu yami dofo, yami kwadofo, pa. Can't nobody do me like the way you do me, like the way you do me, like the way you do me, yeah. Jesus, you're my lover, hey, lover. You're the lover of my soul, yeah. And your love is crazy, hey, crazy love, hey, crazy love. is crazy. Crazy. Yeah, crazy love. Crazy love. Baba give me love, oh. Love, oh. Love, oh. Baba give me love, oh. Say love, oh. Love, oh. One more time you say, Baba give me love, oh. Love, oh. Love, oh. Baba give me love, oh. Love, oh. Love, oh. Yeah, you give me crazy love. You give me crazy love. Jesus, you give me crazy love. You give me crazy love. Give me when I don't deserve it. You give me crazy. You give me crazy. Give me when I don't deserve it. You give me crazy. In the noontime, you give me, hey, oh, in the morning, you give me crazy love. Crazy love. Oh, you give me crazy love in the morning. Crazy love. You give me crazy love. Oh, hey, you give me crazy love in the morning. Crazy love in the noontime. Father, you give me crazy. 1, 2, 3, say, you give me crazy love. You give me crazy love. Oh, Lele. Hey. You give me crazy love. Hey. Ain't nobody do me like the way you do, Jesus. Hey. Can't nobody do me like the way you do. Can't nobody do me like the way you do. Can't nobody do me. You give me crazy love. Oh. You give me crazy love. You give me crazy love. Here we go. You give me crazy love. Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is December already. Because I
December?
can't wait for this year's carol service.
I will be there.
Yay! Should I like? Oh my goodness.
My God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Please more. Can I
More.
have some more?
More. Let's
Can
see
I have-
God is
can I
working.
have more?
Yeah. This song is probably one of my biggest songs. And I'm so connected to this song because of a personal testimony to this song. The Lord gave my wife and I a son after 4 years of marriage, battled with infertility issues for 4 years. And the circumstance through which the Lord gave us a child birthed the song, God is Working. Can you imagine sitting in a taxi, attacked by armed robbers, shoved you into a bush, somebody finds you, go to the hospital, you go to the police station, police people say we need to get you examined by a doctor so we can start investigation. And she goes to the doctor the next morning. By divine orchestration, it was a lady doctor, and she says, go do me a pregnancy test because I need to administer some drugs. She gets the pregnancy test, and she's 8 weeks pregnant.
What?
Yeah. And before that, my wife's somebody that she's like you, she asks questions. You know, before that, she would ask a lot of questions about why we have to go through the things we are going through. And I kept telling her that God does not sleep and he doesn't slumber. I remember specifically telling her that when the Lord turns her captivity, she'll be like a dreamer. And that was exactly what happened when she went to do the test and she was 8 weeks pregnant. She thought she was dreaming. So that situation birthed a song called God is Working, one of my favorite all-time Akesse Brempong songs. By the grace of God, we've heard lots of testimonies about that song. Miracle babies, lots of them, people getting healings. And so every time I sing this song, I get emotional. There's a part of the song that says, boo 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 baby, boo 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 baby, baby. As I sat in my living room writing this song, I could hear God ask me questions. And he was asking me, you say you want a son, I said, yes, sir. If I gave you a son and you were singing him a lullaby, what would be your words? I burst out and started singing. Boo boo ba boo boo baby, boo boo ba boo boo baby, baby, boo boo ba boo boo baby, boo boo ba boo boo baby. Don't you cry, don't you worry, don't you cry, don't you worry no more. Don't you cry, don't you worry, don't you cry, don't you worry, yeah. Cause everything is gonna be alright, and every little thing is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright, every little thing is gonna be, hey. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright, man. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing, yeah. God is working. He's up to something. I may not see it, but still I'm trusting. God is working, He's working, He's working. God is working, He is working, He is working. God is working, He is up to something. I may not see it, but still I'm trusting. God is working, He's working, He's working. God is working, He is working, He is working. Oh, no, no, no. He never sleep, no slumber. My God, the promise keeper. He sees every tear that falls. Oh, my Lord. My God is never late, and He is never late. He's always there right on time. And if we said it, surely He meant it. And if we meant it, surely He will do it, do it. God is working. He is up to something. I may not see it, but still I'm trusting. God is working, He is working, He is working. God is working, He is working, He is working. Oh, no, no, no. A boo boo bang, boo boo baby. Boo boo bang, boo boo baby. Baby. A boo boo bang, boo boo baby. A boo boo bang, boo boo baby. Baby. A boo boo bang, boo boo baby. Boo boo bang, boo boo baby. Baby, baby, baby. A boo boo bang, boo boo baby. A boo boo bang, boo boo baby. Oh, everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright, man. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright, man. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be. My God. Keep going. My God. So this is God is working. It's one of the songs that has given me a lot of platforms, both in Ghana and across the world. And I believe it's because I was sensitive to the workings of God in my life at the time. I believe in a Bible verse that says that He will surround you with songs of deliverance. So out of every situation that God delivers you from, there's a song. If you are somebody like me, like a psalmist like me, there's a song out of every deliverance God gives you, and that song is supposed to help somebody going through the same thing. So I believe that that's the reason why we have so many testimonies about this God is working song. If you ask me, my favorite Akesse Brempong song,
This is it.
this is it.
It's my second favorite.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite.
And every time I look
It's
in
my
the eyes of my son Ken and I,
my goodness, the one who
Paul.
called you earlier.
yes. Every time I look into his eyes, I am convinced that God answers prayer. And sometimes things may seem dark, but in the background, God is working out some things on our behalf. Yeah.
I'm tapping into that right now.
Right.
Because there's a request that I have. And I'm believing. I was telling you earlier that today wasn't such a wonderful day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's go.
Yes. But, I mean, so let's have the spirituality conversation. I've had this conversation with you before and your friend. I'm sorry that I keep going over, to this. How do you feel as a Christian today in Ghana? You have people like me constantly bashing. Yeah. Because I'm constantly bashing.
I know.
I have reason to bash.
Yeah.
The kind of Christianity that we see now, it doesn't attract me. That, and I was telling you, secondary school, I was an SU executive. So if even me, I can bash this hard, then imagine, so how does it feel to be Christian, and how can we turn things around? How can we go back to what it was meant for? You see, listen, I'm a Pan-Africanist. I'm a socialist. Right. Here, we don't do, I told you, religious, stuff. Because of, for me, I know my directors would have their reasons, but for me, sometimes there are distortions. Right. And it is used as a weapon against ourselves.
That's right.
So, I tend to, listen, do your religiosity, your spirituality, go and do it in your corner. That's the attitude I have now, because it's so hard now to judge what's real and what's not, and who's using it and who is not, Yeah. So I'd rather keep it at a distance. How do you feel being Christian today, and how do you think that we can turn this around? Because I believe, honestly, not for religious reasons, for spiritual reasons, that spirituality is important. Today we speak about a broken down society. Where is morality? These are things that spirituality can help us achieve.
Exactly.
There were certain things that growing up I would never do, because I was raised in the church by my grandma, not my parents, my grandmother. So, I think that there's a place for it in the society. That's right. So, but how do we turn things around? How do we...
Jesus, there are words that the Bible used to describe people of faith, people who have come in contact with Christ, people, and normal is not one of them. It uses words like salt, uses words like light, uses words like hairs, joint hairs, and change makers. Normal is never one of the words that the Bible uses to describe people who have come into contact with Christ. The thing about religion and religiosity is that religiosity, I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I made a post on Instagram about the fact that every move of God, the biggest opposition to every move of God has always been religious people. Religious people. Imagine Paul and the kind of things that he was doing. If Paul was sitting in your couch and you were asking him about the oppositions he's faced, he would tell you that his biggest opposers were religious people. Religious people. The Jews, the Pharisees, the scribes were his biggest opposition. People you think should know better. So what we face in our days is not a thing about our time. It existed even in Bible days. Now, if you look at the Acts of the Apostles, even though Paul and Co, and the Acts of the Apostles, if you ask me, it's like the first church, how the first church behaved, and it's recorded for us to emulate how the first church behaved. And this is how the church is supposed to behave. People who are called as light. We are supposed to be the light for the world. And how do you light a candle and put it under the bed? The Bible says, if you do not if we do not learn to engage culture, engage religious people especially, because Paul and Peter and co learned to engage them. I was reading Acts of the Apostles, I believe chapter 13, and Paul went to a city called Perga and engaged with the scribes and Pharisees, the religious people. So when we see that there is a lot of darkness in our world, it is a call on us, people who have come into contact with Christ, to rise up and be the light. If the world is not seeing Christ enough, it's because we are not showing him. The people who are supposed to show him are not showing him. And so the fake guys are the ones they see, and they distort this whole Christianity thing for us. For instance, again, I'll go to the Bible. In the Acts of the Apostles, there is a priest called Bar Jesus, who was attached to one of the Roman, if it was our days, would be like the mayor of the city.
Right.
And this guy was a Jew. He was supposed to be the one reflecting the light for this guy.
Right.
But he was a false prophet. And so everything this mayor knew about the Christians was what this Bar Jesus was showing him.
Right.
Until Peter showed up. Paul showed up. So until people who are the light, the real light, show up and stand in the place where they are supposed to be, we will still have these, contentions in our world. When we see these contentions in our world, it is a call to us Christians to be the light that God has made us to be. So we have no business complaining about the quack prophets we see on TV if the true prophets are not rising up.
Right.
We have no business talking about quack gospel musicians who are going after fame, and if the true people who are anointed to stand in that place are not rising up, we have no business. So when we see darkness, it is an opportunity for light to shine. That's the way I choose to look at the scenario.
Right. Again, beautifully put. Beautifully put. Let me read a few of the messages, and then we can, go home. Perhaps on
Well, okay.
Right. This one says this is Sound Wizard, bro. For
Oh yeah.
he says he's watching. He says, bro, keep it up.
Thank you, bro.
Right. Emmanuel Ofori, I think his name is. Okay. This one says, same Sound Wizard. He says, let's talk, bro. And he gives his number. He wants you to really call him. He says, good evening. My name is Michael from Awush. I'm a very big fan of yours. I want to ask if you can be my mentor. God has blessed me with several songs, and I need someone like you to guide me on how to go about it. Thank you. So Michael from Awush, I'll give you his number.
You can link up on my socials. Link up and let's talk there.
Right. So this one says, for those of us who knew him way back at high school, we know that he will go far. Big ups, Abrantier. Proud cohesion.
Yeah, cohesion.
Cohesion, right. Okay, this one says, Suwaiba from Tadi. Please tell Akesse I adore him so much and his music as well. God bless him, and please tell him I'm his biggest fan ever.
Wow.
And the part when he said my wife is the voice of God in my life, so I don't joke with her. God bless him for that. Right. This one says, good evening. My name is Victor Owusu. Today is my first time watching this program. Listen, where have you been? Please tell Mr. Akesse I love him so much.
Thank you, Victor.
I love his song, Blessed. It touched my soul. You and me both.
Yeah.
You and me both. Blessed is my song.
Yeah.
Right. And this one says, I'm fresh yogurt from Asante Bekwai, Ohio.
Wow.
I love this song. Keep it up. Kumerica.
Yay, America for life.
Right. And this one says, Okay, so somebody has sent you a song. So
My God.
I'm gonna give it to you. Hopefully towards the end of the show. This one says, I'ma tell him God bless him. He must do a cappella. You see, I got him to do that cappella. I didn't go ahead and sing your, I dedicate it to my wife, Mrs. Rebecca Koda, and my Reverend and my friend, Reverend Daniel Otu Akan, CTCAG, Doromu, and his name is Bale Koda in Medina. Ama, you are really electrified. You have no idea. You have no idea. Okay, so this one says, so the same message, right? I think. I think also a cohesion, I think, sends that in. Okay, so I mean, our time is up. Unfortunately, our time is up, but you will come back.
Yeah, I will.
Once we win
the awards.
Yes. So that we can celebrate.
That's right. We'll come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me quickly say thank you to the producer of our Soul with Sparks.
Love it.
So please, you're watching us. We need more soul for the celebration when the time comes.
Yes.
Let me say thank you to you, Rolly's hair for my hair. Let me say thank you to you, Lady T, for my makeup. Let me say thank you to ATL Fabrics, and of course the lady who made my beautiful dress. I promise next week I'll put your number, out here so people can reach you, so you can make such lovely clothes. Who do you want to shout out?
I want to shout out my team, the Tribe of Judah.
Right.
I want to shout out my pastor, my Prophet Gideon Danso, and my senior pastors at EWC. I want to shout out Pastor Daniels is the senior pastor at the church where I am at, serving at EWC at Denta. And I also want to shout out my students at Pentecost University.
Hey!
Yeah.
And of course the wife.
Of course, Dicta.
I got you, girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Can we go home on a song?
Yeah.
So, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Please.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Go on, win that song, award for us.
We will.
Bringing in the good music. Thank you for watching. Yeah. We go home on Akesse Brempong. Hey.
All right. Second verse says, Lord, you have poured your anointing upon my head, and my cup is running over. Surely your goodness and your mercy, they will follow me all of the days of my life. Hey, goodness and mercy follow me, kindness and favor, signs and wonders. Oh, na 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 na. Goodness and mercy, hey, favor, signs and wonders. Whoa, oh my yes, bless me, bless me, bless me. Oh, bless me, bless me, bless me. Yes, bless me, bless me, bless me. Oh, bless me, bless me, bless me. Hey, everybody say, I am blessed. Everybody say, I am blessed. I am blessed. Blessings they follow me. Everybody say, I am blessed. Everybody say, I am blessed. I am blessed. Blessings they said, I'm blessed in the city. Hey, blessed in the field. Hey, blessed when I'm coming. Blessed when I go out. I am blessed, blessed, blessed. Blessed, blessed, blessed. Blessed, blessed, blessed. Hey, come on, yes, you bless me, bless me,
bless me.
Oluwa, bless me, bless me,
bless me.
Jesus, bless me, bless me,
bless me.
Oluwa, bless me, bless me,
bless me.
Jesus, bless me,
bless
hey,
bless me.
Oluwa, bless me,
bless me, bless me.
Hey, who am I that you are mindful of me? I am nobody, but you listen to me. Brand new mercies every morning I see. Oh, happy day, you have taken my sins away. Lord, you set your love on me. set your love on me, and you shine your light on me. Shine your light on me, Lord, you set your love on me.
Perfect, you're done.
Yay.
Oh, I wanted to dance. Please give me volume on this one.
All right.
I am
Pleasure, man.
We had to end because, like I keep saying, PSF complains that I think I want to time.
Here we go.
And you shine your light on me, shine your light on me. Lord, you set your love